$18 and run. No ring. Free run over.
Like he sets himself up every time. Like,
yo, but you know what's funny though? It don't even matter, man. Cause they just sit there and glitch their way to wins. But when you motherfucking play, yo, what's up, man? We live, baby. Boy, and talk this shit, bring me on.
Bruh.
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 Bruh, bruh.
Bruh, bruh. Bruh.
Bruh, bruh.
Bruh, bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh, bruh. I fuck with little mom, bro. Bruh, bruh. Bruh. What's up, little bruh, bruh? Bruh, bruh. Uh-huh. This been my theme all day today with the Real Talks 2-second style. Can I get a motherfucking moment of silence while I roll this motherfucking Italian icy up real fast in this long ass blunt I already put it in and smoke me some free run first. Free runts. I'm about to smoke me some free runsers. Ah!
Free roughs. Smoking free roughing.
That trophy on the mantle look good, boys.
See, you can't have it both ways when arguing. You can't be the guy to be like, when a nigga talking about, check my resume. Oh man, you always talking about the past. So I don't want to hear all that. What T got 4 Super Bowls and all that good shit. We saluted him through all 4 of those Super Bowls. It ain't y'all time right now. So, to the real niggas from the Demon Team that's watching the broadcast right now that ain't salty and watching and allowed to have some fun watching, kudos. But I'm trying to see the head honcho post in the comment section, and the nigga that just said he got cheated out of a Super Bowl post in the comment section, man. Show some love. It's real talk. We ain't gonna do nothing bad. We gonna talk our shit and talk league. First of all, congratulations, Falky, on your Super Bowl win. Let's talk about the path that you took on your way to the Super Bowl. We go in the regular season. For you to always have a top record in the AFC, and it comes down to you and the Raiders playing in your division, which determines whether you're going to sit at seed 5, seed 2, or 1 every single season. It's been a rough 4 or 5 seasons. You've played from that number 5 seed the entire real draft season so far. And in the process of playing from 5, how many appearances did you make in the AFC Championship?
Me, year 1 I didn't. Year 1 I lost to you, division. Year 2 I lost to T. Year 3 I made 4. No. 3 appearances. I'm losing count.
You right. Year one we played in the wild card round.
one year. So I made the 3 AFC championships. Year 1, I lost to your divisional. Year 2, I believe I lost to. I think I made the AFC championship.
And then we flopped. You played. I missed you year 3. Yeah.
Year 3, I lost to T in the divisional. You played T in the AFC championship game.
Right. And got smoke screened all the way out of that motherfucker.
Year 4, I lost. You know, I got aired when we was in the living room. Shit, I got excuses too when we was on the fucked up internet in my living room on a big TV. In year 5, I pulled it out.
So as one of the top tier teams in the AFC, man, I want to talk to you about your run through that season. You lost. Your only 2 losses came through divisional games to the Ravens. Speak to me about that process. Just speak to me about the entire process, and let's talk facts and realness right now. The pressure of going into season 6 without a Super Bowl. What was that pressure doing to you? Because you're usually known for winning and winning multiples, and really being the guy that we all chase and win the Super Bowls. But in Real Draft, when Real Draft started, we had a guy that stepped up into the role of dominating the league and put you in uncharted territories. I mean, we only had that happen one other time, which was Madden 18, and even within that, you still was right there in multiple Super Bowls. So just the pressure and the and how the feelings of not being able to get over the T-hump in the division, and then not playing in the biggest game of the year.
Well, first want to give a shout out to T and the Raiders. When we came to form this division, it was more so to end speculation about who's better. And right now he has the upper hand. But just the whole process of me being who I was, and then still trying to maintain that, it's tough. It's been tough when you don't have the time to see what the new trends are, to get on YouTube and find out what the new plays are, the new babies and the meta defenses and offenses. And I got guys blocking punts. I almost got a punt block today on some just YouTube shit. So it's tough not having the time. Like when I was younger, 32, 33, I didn't have a son. I was able to get on and spend a lot of time on my craft. But maybe the last 2 years, it's been less time. Just playing. Just with that, I know I can't be the best, but long as I'm still viewed as one of the dogs, I'm cool with that. Like winning 5 or 6 is not important as just being good and being respected. To me, I want to see a T win. I want to see a Nano win. I want to see a Nigel and Shoguns win. I want to see other people win, because I think that just makes the league better. I mean, again, it's June 1. I said this earlier. It's June 1, and this league is chipping, beyond chipping. But that don't happen if people not competitive. Right. It don't happen if people not good. So for me, it's just like really to see the evolution. But moments like this, in my opinion, just solidify the greatness in my resume. Like it's never been a league I've never won it. You know what I'm saying, at a high level.
So how important that was to you, because you never not won a Super Bowl in any league you played in. So how important?
It's always important, because you want to keep the streak going. I want to, like Floyd Mayweather. He's 50-0. He don't want to be 50-1. You always want to keep that going. So that streak, if I could get that streak to Madden 25, and I'm the assest nigga in the league because the game just passed me by, and at Madden 25, if I don't win a Super Bowl, that's what, 12 discs that I could say I was one of the top players in the leagues I played in that disc, and I always won a Super Bowl. Like that's tough to say, man. Many people can't say that. Many people can't have that longevity in history. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm in uncharted territory. And it wouldn't just solidify that. Like a lot of times I do bring up my past, but that's all I could go off of. I know what I can do, and I know what I can't do because of just different things in my life and my evolution. So, for a guy like T, he's dominating. I won. There's certain ways you got to beat him, because he's so dominant at what he does. We call it the YouTube era. I think we should name it the YouTube era. And there's no shot. It's just they put stuff out to be effective in the game. So you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's studying film. It's applying it. So it's not a shot when I call it the YouTube era. It's just you got to play within it and adapt. You got to evolve. It's definitely validating, but I knew it was going to come. It just was getting over that hump. And to be honest, no disrespect to the Bears. He's a great opponent, but UNT was my Super Bowl. That was the test. So I knew coming into this game, Super Bowl, I knew what I had to do to win, and I was not making no mistakes. I didn't. Normally I throw 3-4 picks, and I'm on the opposite side of, trying to play catch up, but we stayed with the game plan, and we got us a win. When did you ever see Falky with 24 carries in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm just going through your Super Bowl, your whole playoff run, man. So my question would be to you: your entire playoffs was hit or miss for you. We can talk about the positive of the close games and you getting through those tough close games, and we can talk about the hit or miss situation of those close games. Through your entire run, through the playoffs.
Well, it started with Shogun. Played me extremely well. Watch out for the Jets next year. I think they're gonna win the AFC East, and I think they're gonna be a top 3 seed. To be honest, if you play how you played me in the playoffs. But that was a tough game. Then I get to you, and it's always snowing. I'm on the road. I'm trying not to wear white, and it come down to me really just dialing up some shit out my ass the last possession of the game to win it. You know what I mean? And then playing T, it just really came to me out scheming what he does. If he's a man or he's in his own. And then his offense, and we built our team to stop him.
Let's stay there. Let's talk about it. In the build, what is the process to that building to get to the type of team you needed to be able to get over the team that's in your division that has been dominated for 4 seasons?
Well, you come in year one, and you're a zone team, and you dominate him. I think he might have had 15 picks or something like that in the 2 games we played. Like, we dominated in both games, and he built this team. He unlocked Trevor Lawrence, and he's just scoring 40 or 50 points a game, and we're some games were there, and then we just see the separation and him tearing the zone up. On the other end, I'm struggling because he's playing me with a man coverage that is hard to beat. It's just hard to beat. So we go into year 2. And this happens year 2, and we get swept. And then I lose to him in the playoffs. And at that point, I said, hold on, what the fuck is this going on? So at that point, I said, well, we're going to build our defense. So we already had a dog in J.C. Horn, and J.C. Horn would lock down one side of the field, but the other corner would get shitted on, whoever it was. And then we got another corner, and Isaac Taylor Stewart. And then we was like, nah, we need a slot guy because now guys are getting hit. So you got 2 dog corners, we're moving guys in the slot. So then we went and got another corner top 10. So we had 3 first-round picks at corner within the first 3 years, 3 years, something like that. And then with the sub packages, I want to give a big shout out to DC Hitter for giving me Troy Akpe, and that was able for me to move a guy like Brad Hawkins and Melifanu, who could play corner, by the way. to the box. And now we got guys just running, covering, and it's smothering. You know, we're just using them. So I think at that point, it was just now just getting a handle at year 4, getting a handle on, okay, this is what you need to beat the Raiders. Everything was about beating the Raiders. And, you know, it took us what, 2 years? It took us 2 years to do it, but I think going forward, we got the blueprint. You know, we got the formula, you know, and it's really just building through the draft.
How helpful was it to, for the most part, to keep your team together throughout the build?
It was extremely helpful. We trusted the process. You know, they got a saying in Philadelphia, trust the process. You know, with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and we knew that eventually we would break through. We knew we would figure it out, and we knew that, you know, we will kind of be trendsetters in terms of people having 3-4 corners deep of dogs, whereas like, nigga, who the weak link? And we kind of did that. You know, we kind of built that and developed our guys to that, but keeping them together. You know, I got people throwing me 4 first rounds to get my corners, and I just stuck with it. I said, nah, I knew what I need to do to be successful. And it's tough. It's tough doing that because we're in the league of drafting. You know, it's very important to kind of have some continuity with your guys. So, you know, it was for me. It was just like, nah, we young. We're gonna keep our guys. We're gonna rock out. And you know, that's what we did.
Take me through the first wild card game against the Jets. What was the? I mean, you pulled off a 7-point win in this game, man. What was the difference between the first year wild card game versus the Jets and this year's wild card game?
Coaching. He came in the game. He just kept everything in front of him. And I mean, sometimes we make football harder than what it is. And it's really blocking, tackling, execution. And he didn't get rattled. He got down 7. I think he got down maybe 10. And then he had a scoop and score fumble, got a defensive touchdown. Then we threw a pick 6. So he got 2 defensive touchdowns in the 17-14, and he didn't score at all. And then the second half, he got his offense going. So we kind of had to play conservative and make sure we didn't make a mistake because everything was against us to lose that game. And honestly, I should have probably lost that game.
And you move on to the divisional round in that Ravens game. Take me through the first, second half of that game.
I'll be honest with you, I should have lost the game. First half, I couldn't see the field. Really, the snow was coming down. And, you know, with Jalen Waddle, best receiver in the league, and Marmar is always a threat. And, you know, people say Brad Hawkins, the Marmar stopper, but you know, Marmar probably, you know, played top 2 MVP this year. Like, he played awesome. So we was behind the 8 ball, and even though the running game wasn't going for the Ravens, we just always knew that threat was there. So honestly, it came down to the end. Came down to the end. 2 great coaches scheming, and it came down to me really pulling something out my ass to win it.
And you get out of 2 tough games, the first 2 games. Do you think that builds you up for the type of game you needed to play the Raiders in the conference championship game?
Yeah, we knew from our last game against the Raiders that we figured it out. We figured it out defensively. Like, we knew it. We figured it out. The issue was, could we not turn the ball over and be productive offensively just to keep them honest? Keep him honest. You want to keep the Raiders honest. He likes to chase. He cheats, and we did that. We started out 17-0. First half, I think he got donut. He got donut at first half. He didn't score. That's never happened. You know, guys used to score one play sevens, and, you know, 17-0 first half, and before you know it, it was 17-14. With his just no huddle, his attention to detail. No lead is never too big for him to overcome. Just how he plays the game and keep you off balance. So, you know,
when you kicked your last field goal, not to cut you off, when you kicked your last field goal and he came play it back with the 1-play tutty, what type of pressure did that put on you?
Well,
with all 3 timeouts he had as well.
I knew I had to get a first down, and you know, this is why I play the game. and I will never get credit for it, and it's fine. But you know, I had 3 games in a row against probably the top 3 to 4 players in the league. You know, definitely all in the top 5, if not top 3. And each game came down to me having the ball on offense and having to get a first down so they wouldn't get the ball back. And we did it all 3 times.
I mean, that's impressive, though. If you really think about it, it's very impressive considering the players you were playing at those last 3 games.
Yeah, we didn't flinch. We didn't get nervous. We knew we couldn't get a ball back to them. You know, I knew I couldn't get a ball back to you. I knew I couldn't get a ball back to T. And I knew I couldn't get a ball back to the Bears. And 3 times in a row, we got the first down. We'll play calling. So
let's dig into this Super Bowl a little bit. I would say pressure was on you more than it was the Bears in this moment because, again, you played 2 Super Bowl caliber teams in the Ravens and the Raiders back to back, and dogfights, sweat out games where you get to debrief yourself and be like, we did it. And then you got to come into another really, really good opponent and play a game where I don't know, it sounded like, you know, just a comment in the chat, sound like you feel like you buttballed him. You feel like, is that what he was trying to say? You know, I played my way even though we lost. I played my way without the buttball shit. Because I look at time of possession, 15-54 to 12. It's not really that lopsided there.
I think I'm gonna be honest. He had to work. It's I mean, you could call it. I mean, 24 carries. I mean, I've seen people have 30, but I think I took what he gave me. You know, I'm not without me giving too much because I might gotta play him again. I took what he gave me. I seen where he had weaknesses at, and we exploited it. I see he likes to chase, so. Again, I'm not going to get credit for it, but a couple plays I had my backup running back in, they ran Texas routes. Without giving up too much, it was certain things I did to keep drives going. So if that's butt ball, you got to get me off the field.
Well, I watched you do it in 3 games, though. I watched you do it against the Ravens, against me, with no timeouts left. You found ways to continue to get first downs and move up the field and keep the clock on your favor by getting out of bounds.
And I just think I think this playoff, I was of clear mind, and I was about execution more so than the splash play. You know, a lot of times people think of Falky as this great thrower of the football. He gonna dot you up. He gonna take shots down the field. But one thing you gotta realize, this game don't do you that sometimes. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna make any mistakes. And if that's, you know, playing football, playoff football, 3 yards here, 5-yard pass. You do something dumb, 15-yard pass. You do something really dumb, it might be a shot play. But we're going to control the game. Every game I played in this playoff, I controlled the game. I dictated to them how the game's going to be. And that was important in playoff football.
All right, so, man, listen, coming out of that Super Bowl, man, do you feel like you can exhale now?
No, it's always Super Bowl or bust for me. And right now we 1-4. You know what I'm saying? That's every time I play, it's Super Bowl or bust. It's never a good season. Is never losing in the wild card or losing in the division or losing. It's Super Bowl or bust, meaning not get to the Super Bowl, winning it. So that's. I mean, it's no excel because it's just, you know, it's on to the next. This happened, but we won 2 now. We won 3 now. And that, you know, whether it happened or not, you know, but I'm never comfortable with 1. I'll take it because I know what I put into the game and what I can't. But, you know, Super Bowl or bust. And that's not making it to Super Bowl. That's actually winning it or bust.
All right, so the fact that you had Justin Herbert as one of the top-tier quarterbacks in the league for 4 straight seasons and he couldn't get the job done, you bring in rookie Shedeur Sanders. Was that the piece you was missing to get to a Super Bowl, or to get to refocus you, or what?
I think it was more of a refocus. I think Herbert could have did what Shedeur did, but I think sometimes when you're limited and what you can do with a quarterback, that makes you really focus on the nuances of the game and how you could be. And you know, it was a couple times this playoff run where Shador legs kind of, you know, kept drives going and kept me, you know, ahead of the stick. So, yeah, I think it was just more of a refocus for me. Sometimes getting a new player refocuses you. It does.
Let me ask you this: going into season 6, do you feel like it's your division to lose now that Trevor Lawrence and the number 5 to the top 5 corner and Mikael Wright is headed to New England, and that they'll have new pieces at those key positions? Do you feel like with your team fully together coming into the 2026 season, do you feel like it's your division to lose?
Do I feel like it's my division to lose? Nah, it's still the Raiders. You know, he's shown it don't matter who he got. You know, when he playing the top dogs, he's aired the top dogs. He's played close game with the top dogs. He's gonna build whoever he has there by week 6, whether that corner, whether that quarterback. He's just gonna, you know, people just can't stick up with the pace that he plays with and the things he does. So I think it's still his division. I think me just winning the Super Bowl solidified that, you know, the Chargers built a great team and the Chargers have a great coach, if not the best coach in the game. Not the best YouTuber, the best coach in the game. And that's not a shot. It's just facts. You know, if you look at my play call.
Man, that sound like a pew 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 pew.
If you look at, and I go unlock my game so you can really watch what I did. I literally ran various formations. That don't happen against me. You know, people don't run 15 different formations in a game. I do, and be successful. People don't go install new plays the same day of a AFC Championship game, run them in the game, and be successful. I do. So you gotta give, you know, me some credit when it comes to that. You know, it's nothing robotic here. And again, that's no shot. It works for who it works for. But for me, coaching and actually playing this game, you know, it's second to none. So, you know, but it's still, to answer your question, still the Raiders division.
All right, so I mean, after a hell of a season like that, how does a GM look at a Super Bowl winning team and start to mark off check marks here? Like, all right, so what are we doing in the off season? Do we worry about cap situations in this moment? Do we build upon anything else? Are we looking for what do we get out of this draft? Is there anybody that's gone? Like, do you ship somebody out of here? Like, what type of moves?
You always see where you at. See the climate of the league. You know, right now, I'm pretty sure in a day or two, my DM gonna be flooded of me wanting to get corners. You know, people see what I've done, and they want that either by making me weak or, you know, just to get it for themselves. You know, because I got 3 dog corners that'll be probably the top corners on 80% of the league. So you look to see where you could, you know, maybe get rid of a guy you don't have to pay, like Herbert. I wasn't giving him $40 million, so we traded him, got a first, got Shador. I do know where, you know, we need to address some speed at the tight end. It was a play in the Super Bowl that just flashed in my mind where we could have kept a drive going. He ran a slant and dropped the slant, but he kind of ran like a funny route where it should have been a first down, but it wasn't. That's unacceptable. If that was some of the dog tight ends, Gilbert, Washington, Martinez, all, you know, that's a 30-yard game. So, you know, we're going to look at where we could improve at and, you know, see if we can run it back.
Yeah, so now that Shador gets to hold up a Super Bowl Lombardi trophy and put a ring on right now, man, how do you feel about, it's one season, we haven't even really seen him untapped into really what he can do right now. How far does this offense go with a Deion's child at quarterback?
Well, I think he got a lot to give with his feet. So I think now that you kind of, you know, I mean, if people want to say the monkey off my back, maybe we could take a little more chances with him running the ball. Some design runs, some read options, some things of that nature, just to open it up a little bit more, give people more to worry about. We also got, we got some dog running backs, LJ and David Moore. We got to figure out, Najee might, Super Bowl MVP might be not a Charger after the season, we got some decisions to make to see, where we going to go in the offseason.
All right, so let's talk about the league as a whole for a second here, Falky, and get your opinion. How do you feel about the league as a whole and where we're at right now?
Man, it's better than it's ever been. I mean, again, it's June. Was it June 2nd yet? June 2nd, up 12 o'clock. It's June 2nd, and
June 2nd for you guys.
yeah, it's June 2nd here on the East Coast. It's better than it's ever been, man. I mean, last year it was chipping, but we might have had 80% participation this late. For us to really have about 95% participation rate at this juncture of the league, and just active, and people really want to win. Like, I know tonight I sparked something into you. He don't like to lose, and then he don't definitely like to see me win. From a standpoint of, I'm his rival. So I know I sparked something in him. And then the Bears, he think the NFC a free run. You know what I'm saying? So is the Seahawks going to step up? Is Boom going to step up? Is Nano going to bounce back? Is DC Hitter going to step up? Like, is Corey going to get the monkey off his back of actually winning the Super Bowl in this league, period? You know what I mean? Like, he's been with us for 4 leagues, and he's considered a top 5 player, but he's never won a Super Bowl. Never. He's been there, but he's never won. So it's a lot of questions to answer. And then what is the Ravens going to do? Is year 2 of having everybody not really trading them, is that going to prove big for Lamar? Like it did for the Chargers, where they kind of only made one move and, got to the bowl. So it's a lot of questions, man. You got the Browns. The Browns played well after, basically people called him ass. He played top-tier football. You got the Colts, came in the one possession of beating the Raiders at half, leading at half in the playoffs. I mean, just so many teams. The Dolphins, are they going to bounce back? It was just 14-2, and like, it's just so many different things, man. So many storylines and narratives that, look at the Rams. Look at Time Bomb, man. Like, that NFC West is stacked, man. I used to say AFC West we're top heavy, but it's T, me, and the Chiefs, and the Broncos. They just ass. Their game is like their braids, just shitty.
Let's talk about the NFC conference right now. Let's start with the NFC North, since they had the Super Bowl representative in their league. He titled himself Free Run, and he kind of commented to that again, like his division to him is shitty, and he's gonna win the division again. But we got the Bears over here, the Lions over here, Packers and Vikings. I'm gonna just give a quick history of these guys over here. You got. All right, let's start with the 3-13 team with the Vikings, who is learning connected franchise mode. It's always good to have these type of guys in your league. The moment they fall in love with your league, the moment it doesn't matter about wins or losses, they are going to fight to try to get better at understanding how to play in our type of league. So I like the Vikings. I think he's moving forward. I think he's a long way to go for playoff runs and stuff like that right now. But I think if we stick with it, we got a guy that can be a league member that we'll see grow through the disc. You know what I'm saying? Through different discs and all that. We got the Packers, man. First of all, this is the longest any known YouTuber has stayed in our league. First and foremost, I start there. But I'll ask you, Falk, what hump does he have to get over to get himself the division and also to get itself into the playoffs?
He's gotta be consistent. Gotta be consistent with his play. I think that's pretty much what he gotta do.
All right, now let's talk about the Lions. The Lions have been kind of winning in the division for the last couple of seasons. He kind of took this season off. He really wasn't playing. You know, moving back from college, going home, changed up a little bit of things with him though. But what does he have to do? Because he was hot at one point. I mean, we were talking about, you know, one game away from being in the Super Bowl last year. So what does the Lions, in your opinion, will have to do to stop the Bears from calling this division a free run?
He's got to get back to it, man. I think he kind of was focused in school, and then the semester ended, and he kind of fell off when he got home. But his team is, you know, top eight for rosters in the league, if not higher. So I think the free one. I think in that division, the Packers. I think the Vikings gonna get better as he play. He has some good showings, and I think the Lions. You know, I think that's going to be probably the second best division in football, with the AFC North.
All right, so I like the Bears. Remember, this was only his first season with his team, and it's not his complete team. He's going to go through another off season with his team, making his team his. Does that make him stronger?
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be the thing. He's going to have a first place schedule now. So, you know, before I think he had a fourth place schedule. So he was only playing the fourth best, you know, teams from the prior year in the conference. Now he's going to be playing, you know, the Seahawks. He's going to be playing the D West's. He's going to be playing who won the South? Corey, right?
Mm-hmm.
He won't be playing the corner, so that's 3 games right there. Not to mention whoever, Not to mention whoever he's matched up with. The division, if it's the NFC East, you know, that's a dog division. Or in the AFC, you know what I'm saying? He might got the West. You know, he might got the North. Who knows who he has? So, you know, it's going to be some. I think he actually got the West next year. I think they got the AFC West next year, so he's gonna play T. He's gonna play me again. Gonna play the Chiefs. You know, we'll see. We'll see where he's at.
So in the NFC South, we got Tata, who played very well, 13-3 this year. Bucks at 11-5, half locked in, half not. Saints kind of took the season off. I want to say the Saints, you know, he's been playing really good football, but I think building team-wise, he's going in a different direction right now. I don't know if his game's good enough for him to be blowing his team up the way he has been, but he's been a threat in this division. And we got a new Falcons user. We don't know much about his gameplay, but what we do know is he's understanding how to move right away over here because he's making some trades. Now, some was questionable, but at the same time, he's done some things where it's like, okay, I could see this. Like at one point, for like 2 straight advances, it was all about the Falcons and busting moves and the moves they made. So he traded a lot of players, got some good players, gave up his draft pick, but still remained in the first round with 2 picks. So he's been shaking up the tree. So we're gonna see how fast he can make that team his own team going forward. But I like the NFC South. I mean anybody. I'm not. Let me ask you this: with Corey locked in now that he's moved and he's settled where he need to be at right now, with him locked in, is this still anybody's division out of all 4 of these teams, or can we lower it down to 3 or maybe 2 in this division? Because all of them has had success, and again, the one team we got the jury out on right now is the Falcons. You need to give him some time to you know, understand our league.
Yeah, I think it's still Corey division to win. I think the Saints is going to be in the run for a wild card. I just think he's going to be back. I think, you know, that's going to be the most balanced division, I think. Because I think he's going to really be active. And then Tata, you know, you know what you're gonna get with him. You know he's gonna give you 11-5, 10-6. So you know the Falcons had some big wins. It's a lot to see. The NFC is gonna be real interesting, man. It's no really clear cut. Like I could see DC hitting winning it. I really could. Like you know if he get in games and don't have any turnovers. And with that defense and really lock in, I could see him making a deep playoff run. I could see Albert doing it. I could see, Nano doing it. You know what I mean? With his running back unlocked. You know what I mean? And DK Metcalf and Tariq Black. Like, oh my God! Like.
With the corner, the second, we called him the second best corner in the league at one point over there as well. Like they loaded, they reloaded and ready to go over there. Them 49ers, but in the NFC East, man, is there anybody that we can see taking the crown off of the Cowboys' head right now? Because they've been dominating all 5 seasons as the division winners. Do we see Albert or the football team taking that next turn with their teams and winning this division?
I think Albert could do it. I think Hitter could do it. I just think if they really, you'll get like Hitter will give you a 12-4 season, then he'll give you a 5-11 season. Same with Albert, So I think it's going into the season which user you gonna get, a locked-in user or I'm just here to play my game type user.
Now, the NFC West is very hard, bro. We had 3 teams in the playoffs right now. It's looking like it's always going to be one team left out. Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers. Out of all these teams, it seems like the Seahawks are still moving, making trades. They got rid of DK Metcalf. They got a lot of moving pieces in there, but they starting to keep a core together over there as well. The Rams has been, just as soon as he came in the league, he took this team. I think being in season 3 with this team, it's his team now. And then you got the Cardinals who who's back from not playing all last year to playing again, and then Nano probably had the best offseason someone could possibly have right now. Somebody's gonna be the man left out right here. There's no way 4 of them getting the playoffs over here. I mean, this division probably is the best division in our league right now. But with that being said, do you see anything changing? Like, do you see Nano being the guy left out one more season, or do you think he's a playoff team right now?
I think Nano take a step forward. I got to see how his rest of his offseason go before I pick him to win the division. But I think he's going to definitely be in the mix for a wild card spot. I still think the winner going to come down to Boone and Seahawks. But I think out of those, this is what I'm going to say. One of those players is going to win the division, and one of those players is not going to make the playoffs at all.
Right. I like the Rams at this point. The Rams and the Seahawks. Boom, all 4 of them. Like I don't know. I can't wait to watch the next season to see how this unfold over. Because this side and this division is fucking nuts. All right, so on the AFC side, you got the AFC North. You got the Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Steelers. Do you see the Steelers playing better football? Like, do you think they've been around long enough now, and they've been the 4th team in this division all 5 seasons? But they have T.J. Vasher, who's making a lot of plays with them. That Blitzburg Steelers defense they have. You think he can find a way to not be bottom in the league right now with this?
It's possible, but it's possible because I've played him. He has a good scheme, but is he going to be willing to adapt in certain football situations?
And the Bengals.
He'll play a one possession game with the Bengals.
Yeah.
He'll play a one possession game with the Browns. But he'll come out on the short end of those games because he not willing to say, you know what? They know I'm been playing man all game. I'm gonna switch up and make it look like man his own. You know what I'm saying? And get a pick. He's not gonna do that. So I think that's his downfall in some cases. The Bengals, I think this might be his season where he's going to really show he's going to get in the playoffs. I think he really is. I think he's been real close I think our, you know, in our conference, you know, the shit-stained Broncos, you know, they just kind of lucked their way into making the playoffs the last 2 years, but they haven't been becoming of that 6th or 7th
This
seed.
ain't the season that the Broncos can pick and choose what games they're going to play. I promise you, and still make the playoffs. This ain't the season for that. You got the Dolphins, who's completely the fuck back, sitting with the number 2 pick in this draft. You got to me, the Bengals they got a rhythm going down. They finished two games strong down the stretch, and they played really well down the stretch, in my opinion. And the Browns are the Browns right now. At the end of the day, the Browns are second in this division, and they stay being a top 5 team in the AFC. Period. So some could say might be top 3 at 4 at times. You know what I mean? So I like that. This division is still a 2-man race at this point right now until we see the Bengals take that next leap. What up, Slim? Slime was shaking in the league. Falk still getting his ass kicked by the young bull. Nope, just won the Super Bowl. You late as hell, Ronnie Holiday. Haha, black. AFC South, you got the Colts, Texans, Titans, Jaguars. I'm gonna ask Nano this question, man. Is the Texans for real over here?
I can answer that too.
No,
I can answer that.
No, Nano says no. What you think? I think he's for real.
I think he's for real. I'm gonna just be honest, man. He had me 17. He had me 27-7, 27-10. And you know, I just did what I did to wind up winning 38-27. But he had me 27-10 into the third quarter.
The team I'm most impressed with over here is the Titans. I think he's learning the league. He's learning how to move. He's learning, like, you would be surprised how much guys that are playing the league that really don't know much about franchise mode are just playing, and they know football. He's starting to learn the GM part of it, the ins and outs, those things, some things that you gotta get from YouTube to learn how to compete in our league right now. So I like what he was done. At one point, he was 1 game out from winning the division, and then the schedule just prevailed him. He played dogs. I mean, he even took you in a game where you was ready to break the fucking TV at one point. So I like what he's doing. I think he's still got maybe a season or 2 before he can really, because just as good as he's getting and building a team right now, the coach is that much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he got work to do. And with DC Snake Eyes over here, you either gonna get the DC plan or DC partying. Who knows? The one thing you know consistently you're gonna get is when it's off season, he's in the trade chat, guaranteed. We know that for a fact. Now in the East right now, is this the Jets division to lose? Or is the Dolphins back? Or how about Trevor Lawrence is over here now? Now you're giving Anthony Schwartz a guy that can really throw the football. Does that change the Patriots situation over here? To me, I think they got the worst roster out of all 4 teams over here. But he's had that worst roster and still has, given these guys losses over here and has been in the playoffs.
It's going to be fun to watch. So Trevor Lawrence and Schwartz, that's going to be awesome to see. I think they'll probably lead the league in receiving yards and be up top 3 in passing yards. But I still think it's the Jets, man. I think the Jets is just focused, and if he was locked in like our wild card game, I just don't see. I see him sweeping the division. I just think the Dolphins had a dog team, they still do, but I think they're getting a little old, and I don't know if they really replenished some of the players they lost, from a couple seasons ago.
I just don't like. I like the move for Trevor Lawrence. I just don't like I like his weapon there, but I just don't like the defense. I think the defense needs a lot of work over there.
I mean, they got 2 corners that can shut down the entire field, themselves. So he got McCall Wright with Tony Grimes over there, who's probably the 2nd fastest corner in the league right now. So they can run with anybody receivers over there. Then don't forget they still got Marshawn Lattimore as the 3rd corner there. I do think they need help at safety and linebackers.
Because a lot of people is, and I just go back to me. When I had 2 dog corners, where would I get exposed at? Guys would move guys in the slot. And I think that's going to be the issue. You got to at least have 3 dog corners if you want to play certain. Now, what kind of coverage do you play? Play zone or man?
Yeah, zone. He mix it up. He play a lot of cover 1 now, too. Well, you know the league's a trend, man. Everybody goes jumping to man-to-man and all that shit. We've been, you know, I saw it happening in Game of Thrones when I was playing man-to-man. I saw this shit coming then, and then T kind of made it a must-play man-to-man, and then Falky took his team into that man-to-man direction. So we're gonna see a lot of guys out here trying to play man-to-man, and what that does is that can make games closer because just as many guys that's playing man-to-man is just as many guys that can't read a fucking field if you got a guy in front of them. So it's going to be interesting going down the stretch. I like the Jets. I think the Jets team is completely built, but the Dolphins team ain't go nowhere. It's just the user hasn't been around, in my opinion. So I think, honestly, it runs through the Jets and the Dolphins. But with the Bills, you know, they build better teams than anybody. His team, for whatever reason, he got players winning awards, top at their positions doing things and things like that. The games play is his problem. So, but with that type of team, when you got a team built the way Mike's team is built, you can't slip that. You can't slip up. You can't come into that game on some this is an easy 50 burger. Next thing you know, you going to the third, fourth quarter where it's like, fuck, what the fuck happened? And you're blaming Madden on everything when it's really his team just that good. So I like this division completely. I'm not going to call out a winner right now in this division. I want to see what the Dolphins offseason look like. If they got the money to keep some of these players, did they sign all their players? Are they going to pick up pieces where they lost at? And if they don't get a backup running back, they are in trouble because we saw what happened when Hanif Anderson went down for 6 weeks. They didn't win a ball game. And he played all 6 of those goddamn games. So they don't get themselves a strong backup running back that can hold the fort down for them. I think the pressure is on them. Defensively, though, they're built to play with anybody over here, so I like it. Now let's shoot over here to the West. Rumors are having it that Patrick Mahomes is on his way out of Kansas City, and quarterback Jeff Sims, backup quarterback from Georgia Tech, dual threat quarterback who's really a dog that hasn't really been on the field yet. Sitting behind Jordan Love over there, just impatient too. Just waiting. He told the talks was, get me the fuck out of here right now. Trade me. Let me go play for somebody else. What's the point of having me here behind a quarterback throwing 40 a year? The Chiefs is on their way to getting Jeff Sims. Now we're giving Chiefs with that tight end. Those he still got speed out the world at wide receiver. Now you're giving him a dual threat quarterback to go along with that. Lingard in the backfield with all that speed, all 3 of the receivers flying, and then a tight end that might be the best tight end in the league. How do you feel about him getting that type of quarterback coming
over? I think it'll improve him. I think it'll give him a new sense of focus. Sometimes you get kind of, you know, like I said with me, man. Sometimes you need that little new spark for you, not the player and what he could do, but for you to really like lock in and really hone in on what you need to do to be successful. So I think that's going to be the same effect for him.
The Dolphins said, I ain't hearing none of that shit. Tell them motherfuckers to suit up.
Tell that nigga he going to be drafted in the top 5 again.
Oh, God.
Top 5, nigga. I'm
Johnny
forever 5,
top figgity right now, man. I talked about the teams with the top 10 picks right now, man. Let's look at the draft today, and let's talk about some players that we think is, you know, highly suited to go to a team right now, man. When you look at the draft, you look at quarterback positions right now. You got Quinn Ewers, who is the alpha male of this draft right now. I don't know if he's suitable to play in certain styles and certain things. You got the Raiders who need a quarterback right now. You got to start looking at these guys and studying and looking up, turning on YouTube to see who you're dealing with right now. Do you see Falky at the quarterback position right now, outside of the Raiders needing a quarterback because of Trevor Lawrence is going, which is the obvious? Do you see any quarterbacks going in the top 15?
I see maybe I see that probably the only one. I think another thing is going. I think the running backs won't go. I think the wide receivers. I think the corners won't go. I think just and the safeties. If there's a safety that's blazing that could get put in the sub packages, I think it's going to be those positions are going to be the ideal positions that's going to go
Well,
first.
the game at the sub package linebacker situation about to change on niggas, man. I haven't talked it over with the rules committee yet, but I'm putting in a request that if the guy can't play linebacker, he can't play sub linebacker.
That's going to change it up for a lot of guys,
Meaning,
man.
if the guy ain't 6 foot, 6'1", 215 pounds, he can't drop down in the box to play sub linebacker. If they approve that, that changes everything. That changes all types of shit.
Guys got little 5'9" safety.
Shit, I did it with Trill this year. I put Trill at the sub linebacker from the safety spot, and it worked wonders for me. But we take that shit away and make you have to put real size players down there. Changes the game right now. So I have that on its way to the rules committee. If we get an approval on that, then you're not pitting no 175-pound fucking safety at fucking sub linebacker and all that. That shit's over with. You're gonna have to pit a guy with 215 or above there. And that changes the game a lot. Now it doesn't change it for top tier guys that understand how to play, but that takes a lot of situations away. That opens the field back up in the passing game a lot more now versus what's going on right now, because you have to do it because of the type of players we allow to come out of our drafts, man. And you need to get on board with what I'm saying.
That's the case, speedy linebackers might go.
And now linebackers become that much more important right now. And the running back game, we got top tier. I'm letting you see the guys I scouted through this right now. But there's guys in the draft right now. Now this draft, you're going to get a lot of my players, regular Madden drafted players, edited to match the league, right? Versus you guys all know if they're 20-year-old, they're real guys. You can look them up and really see with their highlights and really see what you're dealing with right now. So we got some running backs coming out in the draft. Got another good core of running backs, but it's not as deep as it has been throughout the situation. Now at wide receiver right now, these are names you're gonna have to look up to really find out who you're gonna get right now, especially the 20-year-olds. As always, like I said, man, do we have any of those guys that I could talk about and be like, Jesus Christ? We got a kid from the hood coming out again, Corey Palmer, man. Falky, talk about Corey Palmer. You know him well. What type of receiver you getting with Corey Palmer?
Man, listen. If you need a receiver, go get that man. That's all I'm gonna say. Go get that man. He gonna change it. He gonna change some way people play you. Listen to me when I tell you.
All right, so again, with that being said, the tight end position, as you can see, we got a few tight ends in the draft as well. I don't know. I think we got maybe one or two that's first top 10 pick worthy. Other than that, I would think tight ends we won't see a runoff of tight ends like the 2 drafts ago. We saw 6 of them.
For a tight end, man. Darnell Washington, Gilbert, man. Y'all got them in the graveyards, man. Send them over. Falky got a pick for y'all.
This draft is the lineman draft. This draft is so important for linemen. If you are a guy that wants to change your lineup and make a good line together, or you just need a lineman right now, this ain't the draft to be waiting to the 2nd, 3rd round because you want all the skilled players right now. You get these linemen right now. This draft is a really good lineman class. Is one of the better lineman classes. It's just as good as the first season was. And this is where you get your money at right here on the line. And I went through the top 10. We got a lot of guys that need linemen right now, fast in a hurry right now. So
3 teams.
This is a if I don't see at least 3 to 4, it got to be at least 3, 4, maybe 5. I'm saying it's 10 of them worthy to go in the top 15 picks. But you know the league, you know how guys think and draft and all that stuff. At this point, DNs are great to have. A lot of guys already got their starters and all that. There are some guys that are, to me, in my opinion, top 10 worthy, 1st round worthy for sure. But I just think at this point, this would be the time where running back shouldn't go in the 1st round at all. Maybe late. I would say any pick after like 15 running backs could go. Again, wide receivers, maybe it's 2 or 3 of them that maybe should go top 15. outside of that, man, you can get a receiver in the second round and still get the same receiver that person got in the first round. So I think receivers, running backs, and D linemen. Unless you need a D lineman, there are some dogs. Don't get it fucked up. There's some alpha males in this draft, but I just don't think that's the position of complete need. I think here we go. This draft comes back to the linebacker level. Especially with you getting a little bit more dual threat quarterbacks in the league. You want to match that with speed right now, especially if they approve the sub linebacker package. If they approve that, linebackers become that much important right now. I'm skipping over D-line because I told y'all some dogs in here, but at the linebacker level, man, I'm just going to say this right now. This guy doesn't go in the first 5 picks, CJ Hicks, then you're an idiot. Just putting it out there right now. One of the best linebackers I watched on film, period. At middle linebacker, we got some dogs here too. Again, some of these names, some of y'all probably scouted these guys. Some of y'all gonna see names change. Just because the names change, if they're on your board, keep them there. They just becoming real draft players right now. Only thing's gonna happen is the name changes. So the scouting is gonna be true. So for example, if I was I know I didn't do nothing here, but let's go here. And if I was to go, you probably put him on your board, but his name changed. So now you're seeing he already had all those stats already, but his name changed. So let's just take that in mind. If you see a name change, don't be scared off by it. Like, what the fuck? It's just me still giving these guys real names because I did a lot of 21-year-olds on purpose so I can come back and give them real names. So as you see me scouting right now, those guys you already probably scouted, they just got a name change. Like Gabe Powers is one of them. At the cornerback position, if you need corners, you need to go. I think the corners are worthy. Some of them are worthy to go right away. But I think we're going to see a runoff in corners because of how the game's been being played lately. Like Falky talked about, 3 corners is necessary. It's a necessity at this point now. So you're going to see corners go fast. So if you definitely need a cornerback, don't wait, don't bullshit, go get it right away. Because it ain't typically loaded like most of my drafts be with loaded wide receivers in the corners right now. So if you need a corner, go get them. Don't even fuck around. Don't play around. Go get them motherfuckers right now and see what they're about, as you can see. And when you see it, you're going to see a lot of red happening on here. So if you see it, do your homework on them right now because, the red motherfuckers don't play good. Telling you right now. And then at safeties, man, I'm still working on the safety position right now, but this is one of those draft classes that you're going to have solid safeties that you have to take a look out of yourself and watch highlights to be able to determine who's who at the safety position. I will be making my player kickers, so all 5 of these kickers are going to be my player, real draft player kickers. So at this point, you got 4 of them right now. They all will be real drafted. That's the draft hints I'm giving out today. We will be getting into the off season tomorrow. I will put the schedule out before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The schedule will be out, and you guys can dig into that, get yourselves prepped and ready for the off season because we drafting tomorrow night. Also, I will take this time out, man. Take this time to bust your moves, get the trades approved, do all the things you want to do. I'm gonna be watching trades, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be watching them because we just not gonna be approving anything. We're gonna do it right and be prepared for some late season. Later in the year rule changes, man, so we can make the league a little bit more fun and better comp. Because what happens is the players come out better as the drafts go because you have to be able to keep up with the rosters. At this point, guys got backups that they will rather play over a rookie. We want the rookies playing, so the rookies come out a little higher overall now to make you play those guys versus not playing them. And then the main key that I'm going to say to y'all right now, figure out your money situations. Do not hit me thinking I'm giving anybody help on any contracts, any situations. Now, I do have something to put in the chat for everybody to take a look at when you're looking at your team, looking at contracts. Some of y'all might got false advertisement when it come down to what y'all contracts look like, y'all cap space look like. Please, for the love of God, man, do not give anybody else a 7-year contract. Don't do it no more. 6 years. Everybody give Derek Clare a 6-year contract. 7 years will make them say 8, which will turn them into a 1-year contract. So you'll be paying them over the course of 8 years. It'll record you as paying them for 1 year that price, and it'll fuck your cap up. So from here on out, that's just a franchise guru Jim. Do not give out a 7-year contract no more. Give them 6 from here on out. Man, congratulations on your championship. Fought well deserved, man. You fought hard for that bitch. Definitely built a great team, man. And you know, they're still young. The team's still ready to go. So shout out to everybody that participated in the playoffs, and shout out to everybody that show us love when we go live on the Real Talks. And hits the franchise guru. We out of here.